Good morning, friends. I'm kind of pushing it this morning. I should be out the door right now to go to work, but I wanted to put something in the crock pot and get some bread going. So I just thought I'd take a minute and just show you what I'm doing. I'm doing a chuck roast. Matter of fact, it's one of the chuck roasts that I got at Costco, and I wanted to get it started in the crock pot. So I'm just going to take you down here, show you what I'm doing. It's still partially frozen. I took it out of the freezer last night and put it in the refrigerator. I should have just put one of them in the refrigerator, knowing I was going to cook it this soon. And so we're just going to salt it, maybe about a half teaspoon. And y'all have seen me do the Mississippi pot roast, where you do the pepperoni peppers, butter, and yes, we like that. Oh, sorry. We're going to pepper it. I messed up on that one. Garlic powder. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. And then I'm using the McCormick's brown gravy. I don't know if it's going to focus. But anyway, it's the McCormick's brown gravy mix. I get it in this big tall thing and it stays forever. And so I'm going to sprinkle a good amount of this gravy mix on top of the roast. Just gave it a good covering. And then I'm just going to put just a little bit of water in the bottom, because the roast is going to make its juices. It's going to mix with the gravy mix. And we're going to have a gravy in here. Top on. I'm going to put it on low, and I'm going to let that cook all day. Excuse me, guys. I got this out in case the brown gravy was really clumpy and I could strain it through there, but it was okay. Okay, so now we're just going to get our no knead bread going, because it needs to sit all day. So this is something, if you got time in the mornings, you can just stick it on and forget about it while you go about with your day. Alright, I am putting 3 cups of all-purpose flour. If you've got bread flour, you can use that too. And then I'm going to do, if I can get here we go, my yeast. I'm going to do a scant teaspoon of active dry yeast. And I keep mine in the refrigerator. And then, let me give this a stir. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt. I found the more salt, the better flavor it has. And then I've got some warm water. 2 cups is usually my standard, but I kind of stop before I get it all in there. Give it a stir. And just keep adding till it's a gloopy kind of texture. Y'all know what a gloopy texture is? I'm sure you do. Still dry. Okay, that is a gloopy texture. It's moist. Uh-oh, I got dough falling out. Oh, I got flour on my black shirt. Ding dong. Just giving it a good mix, making sure the salt and yeast is mixed in all good. Okay. Get going to cover it with some saran wrap, plastic wrap. It's not necessarily saran brand. And a clean towel. And then I'm going to put this in my oven. I'm not going to have the light on or anything. I'm just going to put it in the oven, you know, to keep it from having any drafts or anything like that. And there you go. So, the bread, I like to let it sit and ferment for at least 8 hours. So, we're good. It's 7:30. And then, when I get back home, we'll finish all this up. We're going to add some veggies and stuff to the pot roast. And cook something else, you know, me to go with it. Got some salad. Probably need to do salad and a vegetable. So, there we go, guys. I will be back when I get home from work. And we'll finish this meal up. Gotta get going. Bye. Hello. I am home from work. Woo! What a day. What a day. What a day. So, I'm going to get my vegetables. I'm sharpening my knife. All my knives are so dull. Ooh, that one's got a rivet in it. All my knives are so dull. And it is, I'm not going to do it over my cutting board. This one, which is my favorite Shun knife my son got me, it's kind of has got some broken pieces in it, in the blade. I was hoping to smooth that out just a little bit. I'm going to take a cloth and wipe it off good. Okay, so the roast it's ready. It's ready. It's tender, it's juicy. I'll show y'all that in just a second. But I got some mushrooms that I have just washed up that I'm going to slice and put in. Give me a steam facial off of that roast. So how was y'all's day? You want me to bring you down? I'll bring you down. I had a good day. Pretty uneventful. It was pouring down rain when I left this morning, but then the sun came out, so all is well that ends well. That nub is a little hard. I'm going to take that off. A lot of times I'll take my button mushrooms or these little shiitakes, bellas, portobellas, little baby bellas, and I'll just get a damp paper towel and just wash the dirt off of them. But these are going into juices and gravies and stuff, so I just went ahead and just put them in my little strainer and gave them a good wash and wipe down. If you don't like mushrooms, don't put mushrooms in. I love mushrooms. It's a texture thing for some people, but gosh dog it, I love them. So what y'all got going on for the weekend? It is my father-in-law's 80th birthday this weekend, so we're going to have him a little party on Sunday. My sister, brother-in-law, and niece and nephew are coming in town to, let's see, Thursday night. And I think that we're going to go shopping Friday. I got a doctor's appointment first thing Friday morning. And then I think we're just going to stay around kind of close and do some shopping. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. I'm going to peel this potato. I got this potato peeler or vegetable peeler off of Temu, and I love it. It's big, and it does such a great job. So anyway, I like this. I probably showed it to you on a video, previous video. But the roast is done. I'm just going to keep this in the crock pot long enough for the vegetables to get tender. And it'll be ready, and then I'll just put it on warm to keep it warm till we're ready to eat. I'm going to do these in kind of a bigger chunk to allow them not to get too smushy before the carrots get cooked. I think I'm just going to put that one potato in there. Okay, these have been in my refrigerator for a while. Look at all those root systems coming out of it, but they're still fine. They are still fine. We're just going to peel that off. I wonder if you could just stick it in the ground and it would, well, I mean, it's already a carrot. My mind wonders. Carrots stay for a long time in your refrigerator, and then even if they do get that hair on there, they're still fine. You just peel it off. The inside is still good, unless you start getting some soft spots. I probably need to can those up or freeze dry them or something pretty soon. I think my piggy will like those skins. Oh heck, he likes anything. Once I get this going, I'm going to take y'all out there and let you see the garden. We've had so much rain. It just looks like a greenery wonderland out there. I ain't got nothing out of it yet besides radishes. Oh, we gotta do the. I gotta give you an update on my radishes that I fermented. We'll do that right after I put all this in. Uh-oh. Flying carrots. Flying carrots. Okay, so I am just going to put a little bit of salt over the vegetables and a little bit of pepper. Black pepper, just to give them some seasoning. And I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna let them. Oh, hold on. I'm getting it. Okay. I'm just gonna let them sit and cook. Hey y'all. Let that sit and cook, still on low, until the vegetables get tender. We got a couple of hours before we're gonna eat anyway. Okay, I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to show y'all the the radishes. It's the end of the work day, so I'm tired. Okay, so, there, okay. I checked these on the 13th day. So I did those on a Sunday. I checked them about a week after they had been fermenting, and they were still salty. So if they're salty, you know that they haven't finished, because you're wanting that fermented sour taste, that, you know, that pickle taste, the sauerkraut taste, that kind of sour. So I checked them about a week. They were still too too salty. And so I put them back over there, and let's see, today, Sunday, the next Sunday, which was 2 weeks, I checked them again. Now that I did these at the same time, this one tasted perfect. This one was still a little bit salty. So I've still got the fermenting top on there, and so I've set that back over there to let it ferment some more. And then once these were ready, I just went ahead and put on a regular lid on it and stuck it in my refrigerator, and that stops the ferment process. So, just gonna give y'all a taste test. And remember, there's onions in here too. You can smell the onions. That's what they look like. Woo! That is good. Now it tastes, I'm going like this because it's sour, but it's that good sour. These radishes, these French breakfast radishes, are spicy. I pulled some out of the garden last night, no, the night before last, that were ready, and gave them a good wash and cut the ends off, and I just washed them. I think there was like 5 of them, and just put them in a paper towel and sat on the sofa and was snacking on them. And I'm talking, it's like that horseradish burn. Boy, them things, they were just clearing my sinuses up and everything. They're so good. But my point is when you ferment them, it takes that spiciness away. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not a big spice person, but that, like that horseradish spice type, I like it. I don't like the kind that's going to burn your tongue and your lips and it takes forever for it to go away. I don't like that kind of spice. But my husband does not like fresh radishes. He says they taste like dirt. And no matter if I've scrubbed them and scrubbed them and scrubbed them, he still says they have a dirt taste. I don't pick up that. They have an earthy radish taste to me. I don't get that, but he don't like them. But he loves these. He sat there. He was eating out of it last night, eating them, but he loves these. These I'm gonna go ahead and just do another taste test and see how much they got left. And all the onions floated to the top on these, so I had to kind of dig down for a... Still salty. I don't know what the deal is. But I'm going to put that over beside my microwave where it's dark. I'm going to let those keep fermenting. I'm going to take you out here to see the garden, but first I need y'all's opinion, if you can see it. My daughter got me this plant for Mother's Day, and I don't know what it is. It said on the tag here, it says it's assorted blooming 10-inch pot. $19.99. So I don't know if this is a perennial or an annual. It's pretty root bound. It's gotten big. But I'm wanting to know, can I dig a hole, you know, in the yard and plant it? And it'll come back year after year? I don't know. I thought maybe some of y'all that dilly-dally in flowers might know what that is. I don't know what it is. I'll start over here with these pots by the house. Look how big and bushy these tomato plants are. It is unreal. Got some blooms on them, so I'm hoping for something pretty close and happening. Well, this one's so big because I got 2 different varieties in here, and I shouldn't have done that, but we're just gonna go with it and see. One of them was stunted, and I didn't think that it was gonna make it, but lo and behold, it did. It's got a few blooms on here, so we're gonna wait and see what we get here. And here we are at the garden. I've got some strawberries coming up. These that I planted in this little flat here, we've got some strawberry. And the green stalk, we got some strawberries. I picked a few off. They're very good, but they are not getting big. And these were supposed to be like a jumbo strawberry variety. So I don't think we're just going to have a big mess of that. These are my tomatillos. They are not really bushy, but my gosh, at the blooms. And I've already picked blooms off of here twice, thinking it was too early for them to do that. But I got one here, and one there, and one there. So it's doing something. My bell peppers that I've got down here, they're just not really doing much. This little tomato plant, I've got to come out here and do some trimming and stuff, but it just always looks sad, and it's got plenty of rain. And then here's another tomato plant. I need to pull suckers off.
But you know what?
And you'll hear my husband on the phone talking. Okay, these are some more pepper plants. They are just really big and beautiful. Got one bloom, two blooms right there. But that should come around. Okay, so here we've got okra, and then sporadic okra, another tomato plant. I just pinched off branches at the bottom that was touching the grass, and some flowers planted. And there's some more of my radishes that I've been picking. They're about ready. More pepper plants. Gosh, I hope all these make. I'm gonna have a lot of pepper plants. Okay, tomatoes. These are the yellow crooked neck squash. Look how big they have taken off. Wow, just wow. I do have some blooming going on down there. But those are big and luscious and beautiful. I think these are cantaloupe. And then that's my sage right there. It's about to get shadowed out by that big old squash. Okay, these are sweet potatoes that I planted, and these are some just store-bought potatoes that I planted in here that had just did this in my pantry. So I planted those in a cardboard box just to see what happens. Over here is all my pumpkins. That's some cantaloupe here, and all those are pumpkins and butternut squashes. This is one of the tomatoes that I transplanted that was getting crowded out. So this is my big old, these pots right here are the ones I got at Costco. That big old honking one. Y'all can help me out with this flower too, if you know what that is. I think I found it on the internet. Now I can't remember what they said. But I put that in there. Tomato plant, tomato plant, tomato plant. These pumpkins are already starting to vine out like this, and I need to very quickly, I'm going to put some cardboard down here with some mulching and some soil so that they can have a place to land and continue growing. Basil, thyme, red onions, more peppers on the end down there. And then this is just some flowers. I hope you can hear me because my husband just came on and got on the lawnmower. Okay, so this is, if you saw my post about the baby bird that's in my fern, we're going to do it. Let's see what they look like now. Well, it looks like there's just two left. Now I saw the mama coming in and out last night. I shouldn't have touched them. Okay, number one, how dare him come home and start cutting grass when I'm out there with my camera? How dare he? We're just definitely thankful that he is cutting the grass because it was looking mighty ragged. And I'm just kidding. He didn't know I was filming. So, the birds, I know nothing about birds. We had them build a nest. I had a wreath hanging on the front door, and they built a nest in that. The baby birds hatched, and my cat got them. So I'm glad that she decided to nest and hatch in the fern hanging up where the cat can't get to them. But you know, there was probably about 6 or 7 when I posted that video. If I got the picture, I'll insert it here, when their mouths are just open and they just think they're about to be fed. But there's only 2 in there now, which, as much as they've grown, they wouldn't have fit in that. So I don't know if they've already taken flight, and those are the 2, look like they were sleeping. And I touched them, and I shouldn't have, because I've always heard that if you touch them, the mama bird won't come back. And I touched them, but I just wanted to make sure that they were alive. So maybe those are just the last 2 to leave the nest. I hope so. I really hate that I touched them though. And I hope that the other ones were able to take flight and they're on their happy way, and that they didn't tumble out and my cat get them. But I saw, when I was sitting here last night, I saw the mama bird coming. She lands on the hook, and then she goes down there to them. So I saw her come and go several times, so I was thinking she was feeding them. So maybe those are just the last 2 that's left, and they just hadn't taken flight yet. I hope so. So anyway, garden, it is what it is. I'll be glad when I can start harvesting some stuff. I've made notes on mistakes that I've made. But it's going to be fine. We're going to have tomatoes to can up. We're going to have some tomatillos to do some salsa verde. I've never done that before. We're going to have potatoes. We're going to have onions. We're going to have bell peppers, jalapeno, all different brands of peppers. And we're going to have summer squashes and winter squashes. We're going to do it. Oh, I didn't go out to my in-ground plants to show you all the tomato plants and the green beans I planted there. Dadgummit, I'll get it next time. I fix to start getting busy picking up some stuff in the house, but I thought, I've got all these mushrooms left. Hold on, I'm so thirsty. And I don't know that I'll be fixing anything with mushrooms. I know I want over the weekend, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just prep these, put it in the freezer, and run through the freeze dryer when I do another load. And you can freeze. You can, if you don't have a freeze dryer, you can dehydrate them if you have a dehydrator. And I am just getting a wet paper towel to wash the dirt off. You can, if you have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate. You can even dehydrate in your oven on the lowest setting. Or you can just freeze them. You can slice them and freeze them. I've never frozen whole ones before, so I don't really know about that. But when, yeah, you can, I'm sure you can. I don't see why you couldn't. But anyway, just to keep these from wasting, I love to have them, before I got my freeze dryer, I dehydrated. I love to have them dehydrated or freeze dried, you know, to throw into stews or pasta dishes, whatever you would use a mushroom for. So I do, we love mushrooms, but I don't fix quite as frequently a mushroom dish. So we're going to preserve them up. So I'm going to sit here and wipe all these off, and then we'll be back. And I don't care who you are, mushrooms are nasty. When they come in these little containers at the grocery store, they're not washed beforehand. These things grow in dirt commercially. Yeah, they are so nasty. So wipe them off. Whatever you can, get the dirt, because they're covered in dirt. And nobody wants to bite down on a grainy piece of dirt. Oh, So I'm going to slice these suckers up, and then I'm just going to put them in the freezer and wait for till I get some more stuff to freeze dry. Chris went over. They didn't get to work today because of the rain, and he cut his parents' grass. And then that house that we bought to flip, we were sitting here the other night and talking about it, and I said, have you thought about going over there and cutting the grass? And he says, no, I haven't. And I was like, it has got, because it hadn't been cut. And I said, it has got to be. I bet them neighbors are so mad. So he goes, oh gosh, I hate it. So he went over there, spent several hours getting that cleaned up. I'm so embarrassed. So that got cleaned up, and we'll do an update on that coming up. Got the porch replaced and the top on, and I think next thing is we're going to replace the roof. I think it's going to be a couple of weeks before the guy can start on that. And the same guy that's going to replace the roof is going to remove any rotten boards off the siding, and the soffits were all rotted out. He's going to replace all those boards, and so we can paint. And then the fun stuff, the inside. That's what I'm waiting on. I got so many ideas in my head about doing stuff. I don't know if you saw, I did a tour of my yard last year, and we've got a building back here, a wood building. Something's in my eye. A wood building that was going to be a storage building, and really it's just turned out to be a junk place. The shingles, the wood tin that we put on top, it's got gaps in it. It was just a rough built little building, and so leaves blow in, and the floor's covered in leaves. It's got spider webs all in it. It's just gross. So my dream is to turn that into a cannon kitchen. And it don't have to be anything fancy. I think that we can do it very economically, but I think we got to get finished with this house first. But I think that if we can, you know, insulate the walls and just put up some rough cut lumber for the walls, or just do like some shiplap, which I've got in my house. It's just Luan boards that's been ripped, and we did it nickel gap, and so I thought, you know, we could do something like that. And then at that house that we're going to flip, there is an electric gas stove, an oven, there's a refrigerator, and there's a freezer that we're going to be taking out. And so I want to put that in there. Wouldn't be hard at all to run water out there, and find on Facebook Marketplace or something, like a little sink, kitchen sink to put in there. And then I can take my Canon shelves that I've got in my closet, put those out there, and just make that a cannon kitchen. That's all my hopes, and that's all my dreams. And I think that we can do it economically. So that is what I want to do. Alright, I'm still slicing up. I've got the tray just about full. And once I do that, I had gotten these from Harvest Right. It's the lids that go on top of your freeze dryer tray. That way you can stack them. And so I'll put a lid on there. And I guess it probably helps too, you know, on some freezer burn, and just being exposed, not being just fully exposed in the freezer. And I'm going to kind of pile these up. They don't have to be just in a single layer. And then I'll lid them, and I'm going to put them in the freezer. And then I'll be back when the roast is almost, well, the roast is done, but when the vegetables is almost done, and we'll get going on the bread. And I think that we're just going to do a salad one of those salad mixes, because we're gonna have, okay. Yeah, ready? We're gonna do the bread. It has sat and fermented, it's kind of the color of the bowl, and rose for 10 hours. 10 hours! We got some good bubbles going on. So, I've got my oven preheating to 450 degrees with my Dutch oven in there preheating along with it. I've got a seal pat down here, and I sprinkled some flour. And got a little oil on my fingers, so maybe it won't be so sticky. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it, I'm going to stretch it, and I'm going to pull it over. So I can do each 4 sides. And it is a sticky mess. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Okay. Take it out of the bowl, set it on this flour. And I'm not going to do much with it. I mean, I'm not going to knead it. This is a no-knead bread. All I did was stretch and pull over on each of the 4 sides. And we're going to put some flour on top. Like so, and then I'm going to flip the bowl over it and let it sit here while my oven preheats. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm back. And some parchment. Got another knife that I'm going to sharpen because none of my knives are sharp. They start out awesome. But the thing about it is you just got to keep them sharp. You have to sharpen them. You have to sharpen them, Kathy. Okay. Let me put my flour up. Okay, let me bring it down. I'm going to work on the bread. My oven is almost preheated. It's there. It's going to be beeping here any minute. Okay, see, it has spread out. But that's okay. We're going to pick it up in a ball. We're going to put it on this parchment. And we're going to make cuts because I just sharpened the knife. It should cut pretty deep. Yeah, yeah. Okay, get the Dutch oven out and it is hot. Y'all make sure when you make this that you use pot holders and keep a pot holder on the lid so you don't accidentally pick it up. And I'm just going to slide this in. Just like that. We're going to put the lid back on. Back into the oven it goes. And it's going to cook for 30 minutes. Set my timer. Okay, I'm going to go to 29. Some of my numbers aren't working. Hold on here. Timer? Why isn't my 3 working? Hold please. Well, that's a new one on me. My 3 and and my 9 is not working on my oven. Wonder what that could be. It's going to be hard when I need to go, like when I turn my oven on bake, it automatically populates 350, but wonder if I need it 375. I don't know. Y'all ever had that happen where one of your buttons stopped working on your oven? Maybe it's a fluke and we're just going, oh, I look like a haggard mess. Maybe it's just a fluke. Who knows? Okay, so we're going to let that cook for 30 minutes. I was able to do 28 minutes. So we're going to do 28 minutes and then I'll just wait a minute or so. And after the 30 minutes, we'll take the lid off with a pot holder and let it cook for another 15 20 minutes until it gets all brown and done. And so when that's done, my roasty poo should be done. Get your steam facial while you're cooking, ladies. And potatoes need a little bit more cooking. That's okay. We'll get them down in those juices. It made a delicious looking gravy because I put that gravy powder in there. So I did kick it up on high to finish it off, and I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back when we're all ready and we'll plate it up. Oh, I gotta do the salad too. We'll be back in a minute. I'll do the salad. Okay, we're gonna do the Mediterranean Crunch Chopped Salad Kit. And it comes with the salad dressings, and it comes with this crumbled feta and then some croutons. Okay, the bread is out of the oven. It looks so pretty. Listen, you hear that? Oh, I love that sound. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So, my father-in-law is on his way. He is going to pick up a plate. I have got him some meat, potatoes, carrots. Got him a little thing of salad. And I'm going to cut him off a hunk of this bread to send with him. And then we will fix our plates. And I'll come back and we'll do a taste test. Yeah. Okay, I'll be honest, I already tasted the meat and it is delicious. Rich, beefy, yum. Got some of the bread. I got the crusty part. I cut off the top where it's real crusty. And I can dip it in my gravy. Okay, so I dressed my salad with the feta cheese and the dressing that came along with it. Chris doesn't like feta cheese, so that's why I didn't put it all over the thing. And I don't know if he wants this dressing or if he wants to just go with the ranch that we got in the fridge. So he can make that decision. But I'm going to sit down and I'm going to enjoy this delicious meal that I started at 7-something this morning. So thanks again for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have a blessed day. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. You can hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. But the subscribe and the thumbs up is really what I'm looking for. And I appreciate you. Bye.